headlines this week. But the sight of that cozy unit inside the New Bilibid prison compound, where he stayed since his pardon, calls attention to VIPs, or very important prisoners, being given special treatment. Joseph Morong on cue.
A comfortable queen-sized bed, a clean bathroom with hot and cold water, an air conditioning unit, a flat-screen TV. Looks like a hotel room. But would you believe this room is actually inside the New Bilibid prison compound? Its last tenant was released convicted murderer Claudio Tihanque Jr. Before him, there was former congressman and convicted child rapist Romeo Holosos, himself a Bilibid inmate. The sight of these units has raised suspicions that Tihanque and Holosos never really languished in jail, but served time in the lap of luxury, unlike thousands of other inmates inside the National Penitentiary. Even Anders Holtman, Maureen's adoptive father, believes Tihanque has been given special treatment since day one when Claudio Jr. was still at the Makati Municipal Jail. The Supreme Court decision states that on several occasions, he checked on Claudio Jr. in jail and discovered that he was not in his cell. The jail guards even covered up his whereabouts. Now Holtman cites a clandestine pardon and release.
If this was a legal and proper decision, why was it kept quiet and secret, and why weren't the regular rules and regulations applied? Isn't this the highest performance of VIP treatment that we have seen?
According to the Commission on Human Rights, such VIP treatment should not be tolerated.
Bakit kailangan ng may mga special treatment that goes against a human right norm or principle of equality and non-discrimination.
Malacanang has asked the Justice Department to probe into posh prison accommodations.
What I read in the papers is that used to be the room also of former Congressman Holosos, di ba? Now, what I do not know is whether it is within the maximum security or it is within the area for those people authorized to be in such a situation. But you can be very sure, sa pagkaalam ko, hindi naman ang gobyerno ang gumagastos yan. At kung sakali man, titingnan natin if there's any violation ng regulations ng Bureau of Corrections.
Joseph Morong reporting on cue.
Bureau of Internal Revenue Commissioner Lilian Hefty has resigned just after a year in office. According to Executive Secretary Eduardo Ermita, Hefty submitted her resignation 3 days ago, citing health reasons. However, Press Secretary Jesus Dureza said the BIR's failure to meet its targets is one reason Hefty quit. Ermita said Hefty's replacement will not be a politician, but will either be someone within the BIR or one who has worked with the Bureau before. The announcement of Hefty's resignation comes a day after the palace announced the resignation of Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Sergio Apostol, who is returning to the private sector.
Meeting revenue targets is a very important part of good governance. The person who will be taking the place of Commissioner Hefty will definitely be a very qualified person from experience.
Meanwhile, GMA Network is among the top 50 taxpayers of the Quezon City's local government. GMA ranks 10 out of 25 premier taxpayers from 2003 to 2007. In the business category premier taxpayers, GMA ranks 4th.
When your primetime news source returns. A UP law professor is set to file the 4th impeachment complaint against President Arroyo. The Health Department Bureau of Food and Drugs finds 20 more milk and milk products free from melamine. These include 3 variants of Anchor Wham fruit milk drink, namely Mango Magic, Orange Chill, and Strawberry Spin, Arla Full Cream Milk, Austria Milk Candies, Candyman White Rabbit Butter Toffee Candy, Cottage Milk Sweet Cream Buttermilk, Crisp Bean Chocolate, Crisp Chocolate Stone, Dairy America Milk Powder, Dairy Cream Skimmed Milk Powder, Don Juan Bayrong Coconut Biscuits, Farmland Milk Powder, Kitty Soya Milk Egg Delight, La Crema Skimmed Milk Powder, Original and Regular, Magic Chew Grapefruit Sharing, Milk Drink in Red Can, Oakland Skim Milk Powder, and Showa Tempura Batter Mix. At the 3rd ASEAN Health Ministers meeting today, authorities noted that so far, no Filipino has been reported ill due to melamine. The Chinese government also vowed to facilitate the return of recalled products to China and will prosecute their manufacturers. It will also set stricter standards in food production and will abide by the ASEAN zero melamine policy.
The ban stays except for those that we release as melamine non-detected. If China says that they have already cleared and are ready to export, that imported products will have to go through the process of BFAD registration.
Aside from the Haltman-Chapman murder case, another celebrated case back in the 90s was the death by hazing of Ateneo law student Lenny Villa. Today, Villa's family is commemorating what would have been his 34th birthday. 17 years since Villa's death, his mother Gerarda still cries for justice as they await the Supreme Court's decision on the homicide case filed against members of the Aquila Legis fraternity. Villa's kin won the homicide case in the lower court against the fraternity, but it was overturned by the Court of Appeals. Gerarda says her heart bleeds with the thought that his son may not be the last one to die because of hazing or violent initiation rites.
Lenny, hopefully within my lifetime, matapos na yung karahasan with regards to hazing. Akala ko ang message ng pagkawala mo dito sa mundo through hazing ay magiging sample at makakapagpa-open ng mata. Hopefully, anak, tulungan mo kami, saan ka man naroroon, na mawala na yung ganitong karahasan.
Attorney Harry Roque will file a new impeachment complaint against President Arroyo not once, but thrice. Roque, a vocal Arroyo critic, is expected to submit his complaint to the House of Representatives tomorrow, on Sunday, and on Monday. The one-year ban for impeachment complaints against the president expires tomorrow at 3:01 in the afternoon. Roque would file the complaint thrice due to a confusion on the actual expiration of the ban last year. Roque accuses Mrs. Arroyo of culpable violation of the Constitution, betrayal of public trust, and graft and corruption over the ZTE broadband deal, the Memorandum of Agreement on Ancestral Domain with the MILF, and the fertilizer fund scam, among others. Bayan Muna Representative Saturo Campo and other party list representatives are set to endorse Roque's complaint. Malacanang merely shrugged off the new impeachment complaint.